Hi, I'm Camilla.
And I'm Kane, and we are
the FI Resellers. We buy things for really cheap and we sell them for more online on eBay, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and we want to teach you how to do the same. So we are going to share some of our best sales from the past 2 weeks so you can see what are good things to sell online that can make you a lot of money. We're also going to share some tips on how to prevent a dip in sales that often comes with what's called the summer slowdown. So you'll want to stay tuned to the end to get some hot business tips. Here we have a Giggly blazer. Giggly is a nice brand of blazers. I didn't know that. We got this from a ThredUp men's rescue box. And so I had 2 of these blazers and I sold the first one. Can't remember for how much, but it sold super quickly. So then I jacked up the price of the other one, and then we've had it sitting for a really long time. But I finally sold for $40 plus shipping on eBay. So be on the lookout for this brand. They make kind of funky looking blazers. This one is 100% wool, so that definitely adds value to it. So really happy with this sale. I'm excited to get it out of our house and to get it onto a buyer who will hopefully love it. Okay, so this one is a weird one. So I want you to take a guess. 1, do you know what this is? And 2, can you guess how much it sold for? So here is the brand. It's Veronica Beard. And so make your guesses on what it is because it's called a Dickie. So it gets zipped into, Veronica Beard sells jackets and blazers, and this gets zipped into the blazer on the front. So it kind of adds like a little bit of mystique, I guess, or I don't know what it adds, but it adds a little bit of that to the jacket. She also sells like cuffs, so it kind of looks like you're wearing a sweater underneath, but you're really not. And this is 100% cashmere. I was able to find the exact style of this specific Dickie. So leave your guesses. How much do you think this sold for? Because it really blew me away. I didn't look it up when I, found it at the bins because I knew it was a BOLO. So you definitely BOLO for this item because it sold for $150 on Poshmark within just a few days, and it had like 12 likes on it. It was crazy. So I priced it up a little bit. I wanted in that kind of 150 range, and so when someone sent me that offer, I accepted. Really happy with this sale. This weighs like hardly anything, probably like 4 ounces, so I paid so little for it because I was paying by the pound at the bins. But definitely be on the lookout for these Veronica Beard things. And like when you're digging through the bins, you would probably even miss this because you think, oh, it's just like a lining to something or whatever. Don't leave it behind. Double check it. See if it's this brand, if it's cashmere, because this was such a great sale. So I picked up this Lululemon jacket, and when I picked it up, I didn't know what it was called. But turns out this is the In Stride jacket, and I was able to find that by doing some extensive research on Lulu Fanatics and using my Google Lens. I really like to do that when I have a Lululemon item. I like to find the style name because then it sells for more than if you just list it as just a jacket. So this sold for $35 within just a day, and it had quite a lot of interest on all different platforms. So I'm really happy with this sale. Recently, we've been starting to find Lululemon more often. We kind of had gone through a bit of a drought, so excited to sell these. Definitely, we've cooled on Lululemon. It's not, as good of a brand as it once was, but I do think people are still looking for certain items, especially if you put the style name in your listing. Here I have a Free People sweater, and I pick up most Free People that I see, unless it's like just a plain t-shirt. This one, however, sold for $36 on Poshmark, and that was an offer that our Posher VA sent out automatic to the liker after 1 minute. And this one, I think because it is a more substantial piece with Free People, I've recently picked up some more substantial pieces that I found at the bins, and so you really want to look at, within each brand, what type of item that you have, because a lot of Free People I sell for just about $20, but this I sold, priced it up a little bit because I could tell that it was worth more. So just be careful with that, because I know sometimes I can get into autopilot on brands and just automatically price things without looking up the comps for each individual item, or trying to find the, style name, but for this one I did, and I'm really happy that I did because I would have priced this a lot lower than $36. One of the reasons this sold for so much is that it has mohair and alpaca in it, so I'm sure that it was really expensive originally. I picked this up in our latest haul, so if you haven't checked that out, you want to check it out because I picked up some really, really cool things. So you'll want to check that out so that you can see. Well, actually, Kang and I went together, so Kang also picked up some cool things. Okay, here we have a Stella McCartney for kids jacket, and it's really cute. I think it is just so precious, and this sold for $60 plus shipping. Stella McCartney is definitely a BOLO brand you should be on the lookout for. I've heard that the Adidas Stella McCartney stuff is worth a lot of money. This was our first time finding it, so I, did the comps. I priced it at $75, and I sent out offers for $60, and so someone on eBay accepted that offer. This is definitely in a bigger size. It's a size 12, so that's pretty good because I feel like a size extra small or extra small woman could wear it, and this is a perfect, spring jacket. So be on the lookout for this brand, but it's definitely not one that I see pretty often, so might be kind of a rarity.
Okay, folks, the sale you've been all waiting for, the one that we told you, yeah, we're trying to get $400 from these things. Well, we decided to list these separately. This camo bib, these really long pants, they sold for $270. And if you had watched that video, you saw that it was King of the Mountain Sports. Now, the research that we did is that the brand is King of the Mountain, and this happens to be the sports line. This is kind of an older tag. The newer tags that we've been seeing just say King of the Mountain, and that is the brand that when you look it up on Google, that's what comes up. So the sports part is kind of older. Either way, it's made in the USA, really high quality wool and other materials. These straps for the bib is still really good as well. So really happy with the sale. We told you that we were trying to get $400 for the set. $270 for just the bib is awesome because that means we're on track to sell the other one for more than $200 and make probably close to $500. So we're really happy about this. There are even some questionable spots here where the wool seems to be rubbed off or eaten away or something like that. We put that in the listing. We have reached out to the buyer to make sure that they understand that this is not perfect, but at the same time, this is a really good price. So hopefully the buyer really likes this. We're really happy with this sale. Be on the lookout for sure. We got this from the bins and couldn't be happier.
It's Chaco season, and we sold these Chacos for $45. On Poshmark, that was an offer that our bot sent out, so we had them listed for $50. The bot sent out 10% with discounted shipping, and these sold really fast within a day. We picked them up at a regular Goodwill. I believe we spent a little bit more on them than we usually would if we were picking them up at the bins. These were $10.30 when you include the tax, but they are in really, really nice condition. You can see like they're basically new. And I believe that these are a newer model because they have a little tag near the strap here, which the older Chacos I don't see as much. Maybe people cut them off once they start wearing them, but definitely be on the lookout for Chacos and make sure to look up the kind that you have. And if they're in good condition and you list them at the right time, they can be a really great seller. Here we have a Free People tunic dress. It's kind of one of those on the cusp of, is it a tunic, is it a dress? But it is this really cool, very bohemian, big sleeves, lots of ruffles. And this sold for $42. It is new with tags, so that's part of why it sold for so much. And it's definitely a newer piece by Free People. I was able to find the exact style name, so that helped it sell as well. I had listed it for $60. I kind of wanted $50, but when someone offered $42, I accepted. I have a philosophy about accepting offers in that I am really trying to have a good sell-through rate, and part of that strategy is accepting offers even when they are a little bit lower than what I had originally had in mind, but in the spirit of keeping things moving. This and a lot of other Free People are really hard to show, so we're going to pop up a picture of what it looks like hanging up. It is a little bit confusing because it's like an open front and an open back and like just lots of layers and stuff. So we will pop up a picture of what it looks like, hanging up so you can get a better feel for it.
What we've got here are a pair of dance goes, and the style is called the Barbara, and these are pretty nice little booties, really nice bottoms, picked them up at a garage sale for $1. Gotta love that. And you know, we usually pick up dance clothes regardless. All the information you can find here. It's really easy to look up. And some people are kind of wishy-washy about dance clothes because they kind of have dry rot issues sometimes. But these are in really good condition. A little bit of scuffing here and there, but no problem. We sold it for $55. And overall, really nice with that because we sent the offer to the buyer, no discounted shipping. So we're really happy when that happens. It's a really nice pair of shoes, and we definitely love picking up dance clothes.
Okay, so we sold this Free People mini dress, and when I pulled this out of the bins, I thought it looked just so beautiful, and it's really cool. It's reversible. So it's this velvet pattern on the front and then this kind of floral pattern on the bottom, and both are really nice, and this sold for $38 plus shipping. So a really great sale on this. I had been sending out offers for $40. I had listed it at $50, so $38 was pretty much right at $40. And I'm super happy to be sending this off to the buyer who on eBay, it shows that it's a repeat buyer. So thank you to this buyer who has bought from us before. We love that. We don't see that too often because we sell, kind of one-off things here and there. So we don't often have, things that people are coming back for. But when we do, that feels so special. Okay, so overall, we had an amazing past 2 weeks. We sold 109 items for a gross revenue of $2,764.20. The cost of goods on those items was $212.51. eBay, we sold 43 items for $938.47. Poshmark, we sold 33 items for $610.90. On Facebook Marketplace, we sold 7 items for $128.48. And we also had 2 other places that we sold items this past 2 weeks. We sold some on ThreadUp. I sent in a kit that got me a Gap gift card for $52.90. So in total, out of all those items that I sent in, they accepted 10. And after my cost of goods on those items, we actually profited $44.77, which is pretty good. And I'm able to get some things for myself from Old Navy, Gap, Banana Republic, Athleta, whatever.
Essentially, this has been part of the plan to commit all of these items, send it to ThreadUp, whatever they give us, it's great. Otherwise, it's gone, it's out of the house. And we knew that this was going to be just a write-off where we take the loss on those items.
Exactly. So then I also took some items into Buffalo Exchange and Pavement. Pavement didn't take any of my items, but Buffalo Exchange bought 16 of my items for a profit of $36.16. They gave me $65.25 in cash. But after the cost of goods on those items, that's how much we profited, $36.16.
We'll take it.
Which is pretty good. Not, great, but they were, again, items that we, had forever. We had even tried to sell them at our garage sale. No one bought them at our garage sale. So it's kind of like the next stop is donating them to Goodwill, which is what we're going to do. We're going to say goodbye and say goodbye to the weight of our bad decisions when we bought those. And live freely after that.
Exactly.
So in total, we had a net profit of $1,758.78. So
that's really good.
A really awesome 2 weeks. Our goal is about $750 a week. So we definitely exceeded that these past 2 weeks, which is really great. And we are hoping to kind of continue that momentum into the summer. We have been working really hard on listing more and on picking up really good items. And so we're hoping that catapults us into a good spot to start summer, which if you don't know, if you haven't been a reseller for a while, you might not have heard of the term summer slowdown. Now is the time of year that people start kind of talking about it, whispering it, you hear it in the air. Summer is often a time where the sales are lower. People are not spending as much time at home, surfing the web, they're outside, they're doing fun things. And so they might not be buying as much on, eBay, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, places like that. And so as resellers, we want to, be able to make the most amount of money that we can at any point in time because we're trying to make money and become financially independent, obviously. So what can you do to prevent, getting a huge hit with this summer slowdown? Some things that we have been implementing is really focusing on, listing more items. So making sure that we are hitting our daily listing goals. At the beginning of the year, we were at 5 a day, and now we're closer to 7 a day that I'm doing, and then Kang does a few extras as well, all the kind of one-off items that are not clothes or shoes he'll list those. And so really kind of bulking up our listings. But with that, you don't want to just to list. Like, you don't want to list, junky items. So you really want to make sure that you have really good items, sought after items that are going to sell quickly. So you want to focus on that sell-through rate. And that's really easier said than done. It's really up to, like, if you are like us, where you source at thrift stores or we source at the bins, we don't get to choose what is available to pick from.
Right.
And so that is a major factor. And so what we've been thinking about is going more often so that we have more opportunities to be there when, there is good stuff, there is stuff that we want to sell, so that we can pick it up and so that we're there at that opportunity.
If you're anything like us and you sell mostly clothing, this is a really important time to pivot into something different that you might want to try out, and something that you might even be passionate about that is otherwise not in your normal business. So for example, this might be a good opportunity for us to branch out into the things that we've wanted to do for a while, and we just know that summer slowdown is going to hit us because we're mainly clothing resellers. It's good to try hard goods. It's good to sell things that are popular in the summer that might not be clothing related, whether that be sports or water items or camping items, anything like that is seasonal. It might be worth picking up now so that you can sell throughout the summer before the summer ends and make that a quick flip. Again, that goes into sell-through rate, which is what Camilla talked about. So as you're thinking about summer slowdown and preparing for summer slowdown, it's important to start now so that you can do all of these things, so that if you have a death pile or whatever, you can at least put that to the side for just a few weeks and then go back to it as the summer is ending, so that you have this pocket of time where you're really focusing on just the seasonality of this dip in sales. And we watch a lot of people that are not just clothing resellers. We listen to podcasts, and it seems to affect not just clothing. We've heard that it affects other parts of the reselling businesses, different categories, all of that. So it's almost inevitable.
I am inevitable.
Regardless of what you sell, this is just an opportunity for you to just think differently so that you can pivot as needed. Again, it's a short period of time. If you're planning around this, great. If you know that you're gonna take a hit anyway, you might just take some time off and enjoy the summer like a lot of people do. What we want to encourage you on is how to think just a little differently so that you're not affected by the waves of these sales and all these people talking about summer slowdown and kind of the mentality that gets you into a rut. Just know that it's going to happen. Just know that it affects a lot of people and all the categories throughout eBay. Honestly, you just have to plan for it and be okay with it.
Yeah, I think that's really what it is that, this wave is coming and you can either ride the wave or you can get hit by the wave. And so if you're prepared and it's coming, you can see it, you can, get ready to ride that wave. And so that's what we want to encourage you to do with this summer. Try to ride the wave, be flexible in your business to be able to, respond to what's going on rather than just react.
As part of our financial independence journey, we share with you every 2 weeks or whenever we make these videos that we give you an update on our total stock market index experiment. We've got a lot of money into this thing. We've been doing it for over a year and a half now, and right now it's not doing great. We've been telling y'all over and over again, we're just gonna continue to update you. There's a lot to say about it. We're not gonna bore you too much, but essentially this is just the ebb and flow of investing. And this is just one way that we are planning for our future. We invest so that we get dividends, and then we hope to see an increase in those stock prices in the future so that we can then draw it down when we're actually ready to retire. So it's a really long game.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let us know down in the comments if you have any strategies for combating summer slowdown. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of our YouTube community.
Yeah, keep that passion burning, y'all. We are so happy that you have joined us. We've been getting a lot of subscribers lately, and we really appreciate you joining us and watching these videos. We hope that you're doing well and that summer slowdown doesn't hurt you too much. But as always, we're rooting for you. We'll see you later.
Bye. So then the next item.
So similarly.